Hi everyone, so this is book number 34 and it's called Why Men Don't Listen and Women Can't Read Maps, and it's by Alan and Barbara Pease, and I think it's about Pease, or yeah, I think that's how you pronounce their surname. And this book is really it's not going to be for everyone. I can already say that it does have quite a lot of generalizations in it. Some people are going to think it's very old-fashioned thinking, but the whole basis of the book is just to talk about the differentiation between men and women's brains and how that impacts on how we communicate, how we hear each other, how we receive each other. So the book says that Alan and Barbara Pease have already sold over 20 million books throughout the world. This practical, humorous and easy to read book will help you discover the truth about men and women and teach you what to do about it. It revealed in this book why men really can't do more than one thing at a time, why women make such a mess of reverse parking, why women talk so much and men so little, why women prefer simply to talk it through, why men despair about men's silences, so why women despair about men's silences. So what it's really saying throughout the book is that once you understand how men's brains operate and also how they communicate, then it's easier for women and men to understand each other, vice versa. Because what's happened sometimes, and especially as a couples counsellor, this is what I find as well. There's a lot of misinterpretations, a lot of assumptions, and a lot of things which lead to misunderstandings. And a lot of that is because men and women don't always recognise how their brains function differently and how they communicate differently. So in the book, it talks about the chapters include how we got this way, why women's eyes see so much, what brain scans show, why we are who we are, how women listen, the magic of touch, how a map almost led to a divorce. So it says that men and women are different. They're not better or worse, they're just different, and lots of people don't even want to acknowledge that. There's a lot of people that will say, well, we're equal, we're all the same, but that's not the reality. The truth is we're different. We think differently, we function differently, we just are different as men and women. Men can't find things, so women have detectors, differences in observation and spatial awareness. So it talks about lots of examples in the book of how a woman will put something somewhere, whether it's in a fridge or in a cupboard, and the man will be there looking for it forever, and the woman will come along and just find it. But then the difference with the man is to do with reading maps, and that's what the whole book is about, really, is that so men, it's saying, are wired differently in terms of their brain, so that they can, when it comes to things like reading maps or doing practical tasks, then they're better at that. So it says women are better at differentiating sounds, but men can pinpoint where the sounds are coming from. So if there's a situation where there's loads of children in a nursery and a woman's child cries, a baby cries, a woman can distinctively pick out the sound of her baby. She might not know where it's coming from, but she can decide that she can understand that that's her baby crying. Whereas the man will be able to say, right, it's coming from over there. So that's still back to brains and how men and women's brains are different. So it says that women can multitask, men can usually only do one thing at a time. This is back to this compartmentalising. Now, I don't fully believe that many people can multitask and achieve what they're trying to achieve by doing 4 or 5 different things. But what it does say is a woman can be doing their makeup, brushing their teeth, fixing this or sorting this out at the same time, and paying attention to all of those things, where a man will probably get confused or will struggle to do that. He will just want to focus on one thing at a time and get it done. So it's just saying men's brains and women's brains are different. Men have a defender instinct. Men's brains separate and store information, whereas women like to just talk. So 74% of women and 74% of working women and 98% of non-working women name the biggest failing of their husbands and boyfriends is the reluctance to talk. But this book talks about the fact that men want to fix things. So when a woman is just talking, and this is something, I'll be honest, I'm a bit both. So there's times where I'll be honest, as a person, I'm a counsellor, so I know the benefits of talking. And so in my role as a counsellor, when people are just talking, they need to explore, they need to expand, they need to say what they need to say. They don't always want it to be fixed. Me as a person, I don't talk for the sake of it. So I'm not going to be that person that's sitting there and just talking about my day and talking about it. I'll either come to you because I want you to fix something. So it will be like, what do you think about this? What's your opinion? Do you have ideas? Do you know how to fix it? or I'll be clear to you about what it is that I want. And I think we could all learn from that, because people don't always know what we need. You know, if you're just sitting there and you're talking and talking and talking about a problem, then the obvious solution to most men and to most women is they want to help you to fix it. No one wants to sit and hear someone talking about how upset they are. But if a woman then says to a man, I just want you to listen, then you need to say that at the beginning sometimes, because they don't know, because they don't want you to just be upset and be in pain. And then afterwards the woman will say, well, I didn't need you to fix it, I wasn't looking for a solution. Well, they don't know that. And I think that's sort of what the book is all about, is it's trying to look at, you know, men are listening to what you're saying, it says, but they want to get you, they want you to get to the point. They want to know what it is you want them to do. So it's saying that to get a man to listen, you have to give him advance notice and provide an agenda. Say what we're talking about here. You know, it's not just let's sit down and talk and then it will just go on for hours, and then they don't know what the talk is about. They don't know what you want from the talk, because men's brains are differently. So for them, they need to know what is this talk about? What is it that we're doing here? So there's a chapter on differences in reading maps, differences in parallel parking, which lots of people are going to say, well, no, we're all the same. There's no issue there. So there's a few other bits. It says that men and women perceive the same world through different eyes. Talking about a woman's problem is how she gets relief from stress, but she wants to be heard, not fixed, and that's what I've sort of just mentioned. And there's bits in the section of the book. If a woman is unhappy in her relationship, she can't concentrate on her work. If a man is unhappy at his work, he can't concentrate on his relationships. So see the difference there? So, and that's why, as I've said, it's important to really understand each other. And there's another section in here where it says, a woman talks outside her head, that is, you can't hear her, whereas a man talks inside his head. He doesn't have strong brain areas for speech, so this suits his mindset. When he has a problem, he talks to himself while she talks to other people. So when you're dealing with an upset woman, don't offer solutions or invalidate her feelings, just show you're listening. And that's probably one of the key things. I mean, I'm a counsellor, so I recognise, because I've been working with men and women for the last 14 years, that men and women communicate very differently. And so for a man, sometimes if there's a problem that he needs to work on, he's not just going to talk to all his friends about it or talk to his partner about it. He's in his head, he's thinking of a plan, he's thinking of a solution to fix it, quietly going off and doing that. And then when he knows what he's going to do, that's when he'll either go off and do it without even saying to anyone, or he will talk to his wife and say, look, or his partner, this is what I'm going to do about the problem. Whereas a woman, not all women, but some women, will just keep talking about the problem. And the more you do that, and then your partner can see that you're distressed, but also you're distressing yourself. Even me as a counsellor, sometimes I'll say to someone, what are the options available to you? Or what would you want the outcome to be? Because I've even worked with clients where, yeah, months and months and months, they're talking about the same problem. Oh, my partner is this, or I've got no money, or it's the same issue. And you can be working with someone for 6 months and they've got this same issue, and I'm saying, okay, well, you can talk to me for another 6 months, but unless we look at solutions, options moving forward, or unless you take action, you're going to still be stuck in the same situation. So it's about recognising what it is that you want, recognising how you can solve that problem, and finding the right people to support you to do that. So I think overall this book, I gave it 7.5 out of 10. I gave it that because, I mean, it's a thick book, there's a lot in there. It's interesting, it does make you think, and for me as a couples counsellor and a counsellor that works with individuals on relationships, it really was eye-opening. I've recommended this book to other people. Let me know what you guys think, if you've read the book or if you feel that it's a book that you would probably want to read. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon. Have a good day. Bye.